doors. There's hairs. A symbol on the ground. It's a weird symbol. Do not enter access doors. Oh, workers. And a lot of turbines. Care about safety. This recording is going to be great. Okay, it's another turbine. What's this? Nope. Ooh. Control panel. Nice.
Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, as we were walking from the plaza towards the elevator on top of the dam, I had asked you when it was safe to do so, take a look over that right wall. And if you did, you would have seen a U-shaped concrete structure down below at the base of the dam. This is that concrete U-shaped building. It's the power plant. And we're on the right side of that power plant. That's called the Nevada Wing. To our immediate left, just outside those windows, is the Colorado River. And then to the left of that is the Arizona Wing. So there are 17 commercial generators down here. There are 9 in Arizona, and there are 8 here in Nevada. But if you're already counting the generator lights and the numbers on top of the generators, you're only going to see 7. And that's correct because generator number 3, Nevada 3, has been dismantled and it's out for repair and maintenance. So if you look over the rails in front of you, directly beneath you on the floor down there, you're going to see a rare sight. You're going to see the inner component of that generator number 3, the rotor assembled. So you're going to see a 65-foot tall stainless steel shaft. You're going to see the armature of the rotor below it. But what's missing around the armature of the rotor are about 5,000 steel plates of what we call blades and 40 4-ton electromagnets. But the workers have been working on this religiously for the past year or so. They're going to soon reassemble it, put the blades back on, and then mount the 44-ton electromagnets on it. Then they're going to lift it slowly and insert it back to the Nevada 3 cavity or that generator's location. And it will make electricity by the end of the year. But the rest of the generators standing in front of you, they are all 70 feet tall. But you can only see the top 30 feet of each one of them. From the exciter cap on top, or that light on top, to the floor is 30 feet. There's another 40 feet of generator below the floor. If there is a light on top of a generator, that indicates that generator is currently online and is producing power right now. And if you look straight down the road, the first one online right now is Nevada 5, followed by Nevada 6. When they're online, they produce 130 megawatts of power each. When combined, all 17 generators will produce upwards of 2,080 megawatts of power. That's instantly enough electricity for about 2 million homes. 56% of electricity we do generate here on an annual basis goes straight to Southern California, our biggest customer. And then the rest is almost equally divided between Southern Nevada and Arizona. So here's a quick explanation of how electricity is made down here. When you were walking on top of the dam towards the elevator, if you look over to your right, over the wall, you would have seen the concrete horseshoe-shaped building. That's where we're at. But if you look towards the lake on your way over here, you would have seen those 4 big concrete structures rising out of the lake. Those are intake towers. So 200 feet below each of those intake towers, at the base of them, there's a 32-foot diameter cylindrical gate. When that gate opens, it sucks water in, gravity-fed from the lake, and it fills a 30-foot diameter headstop pipe. That pipe of water is rushing down through the canyon walls and is parallel with all the generators on this floor. But that pipe's about 300 feet to the right of these generators underneath the floor. From that big pipe of 30 feet in diameter comes out smaller stems of 13 to 8.5. That 8.5 feet stem is directly underneath each one of these generators, and it's shooting water at about 50 miles an hour towards the turbine. The turbine is a Francis impulse turbine, and it starts to spin this shaft in front of you, which is represented in the first generator in that lit area right in the center. That shaft starts spinning, and it spins this rotor attached to it. The rotor has 44-ton electromagnets, weighs about 500 tons. It would start spinning at 180 revolutions per minute inside the stator. The stator is that red drum that you see in all these generators. The stator has about 5.5 miles of compressed copper coils. When the magnets spin the stators, it excites electrons, makes electricity. 16,500 volts. And then we send it outside to a step-up transformer, and we step it up to 230,000 volts. We have to step it up to give it the efficiency and the strength to make it all the way to its final destination. The rule of thumb here for electricity, it takes 1,000 volts to travel a mile because electricity loses strength over distance. So 230,000 volts is 230 miles, and that lands us in Southern California, our furthest customer from here. So the next thing I want to point out is a little bit smaller generator. If you look down below, just beyond the shaft, inside that cylinder railing on the floor, you'll see that rust-colored piece of equipment. That is a Pelton water wheel generator. It produces 2.4 megawatts of what we call in-house power. So that's the generator that produces all the electricity for the Hoover Dam, the power plant, visitor center, cafe, gift shop, anything Hoover Dam related. That is our internal power source. And we have two. We have this one here, we have its sister on the Arizona side. Because as you can imagine, they have to be running 24/7. So by having two Pelton water wheels, we can run one and rest and maintain the other. The next big monster I want to point out is a little bit higher in our field division. If you look towards the ceiling a little bit from where you are, you're going to see the first of two original Powling and Harshegger, or P&H bridge cranes in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I say first of two because the first one here is the American flag draped on it. The second one is parked above the number 7 generator. So these bridge cranes span the width of the room, and they both run on tracks that run the entire length of this power plant. Each of these bridge cranes up here can lift 300 tons. To give you an example of its lifting capacity, think of the Statue of Liberty in New York City Harbor. She weighs 225 tons. So that means just one of these bridge cranes alone can easily lift her off the ground. Well, why do we have two bridge cranes here? Well, the answer lies again directly over the rails below you on the floor down here. That motor assembly on the floor, when fully assembled, will weigh close to 580 tons. So we actually have to combine both of these bridge cranes together to form what we call the super crane, where the combined lifting effort of 600 tons, so it can easily lift this 580-ton motor below you or any other motor when assembled in and out of these generator assemblies for repair and maintenance. Now, the last thing I want to point out is actually behind anybody on the rails. If you follow my arm on this big wall right here, you are staring at the Hoover Dam. You were just standing on top of it 10 minutes ago. So the Hoover Dam stands 726 feet tall. The crest length at the top is 1,244 feet long. Just shy of a quarter mile spanning Nevada and Arizona. The top of the dam is 45 feet wide, and that is the road. But just as impressive is the thickness of the base of the dam below us. The base of Hoover Dam is 660 feet thick. To give you an idea exactly how much concrete that really is, well, take a look at this wall right here, and then turn your heads completely around. Look at that far wall. That's the generators down there. It's a little deceiving, but that is over 2 American football fields in length, 650 feet. So you'd still have to add another 10 more feet to the length of this room, then fill this room with concrete from top to bottom, and that would then equal the thickness of the base of Hoover Dam below us right here towards the lake. Folks, if you haven't been to the museum, I advise you to do so after your tour. But I'll remind you, when you're there, you're going to find out that it took 6.6 million tons of solid concrete to build Hoover Dam. This dam was designed to last over 2,000 years or more, and we can withstand an 8.6 magnitude earthquake. But today, its primary job is to contain the largest man-made reservoir in the United States, and that's Lake Mead, 450 feet in this direction from where we're standing here at the bottom. All right, let's go away the microphone, and then we'll head back towards the top of the dam, and you guys can go back and see the museum, the exhibits, and observation deck if you had not enough time the first time.